into exile. I must go. Failed, I have.
I always found this scene from Revenge of the Sith really weird. I mean, you've been sitting on your backside for who knows how long. From right under your nose, the entire Jedi Order has been wiped out. Surely now is the time to step up to the plate and do something. But of all the times, now you decide to send yourself into exile when it's very likely that you are the only one of 2 Jedi left. You see, I always thought that this could have been done a lot better. There could have been more weight given to this little subplot, essentially Yoda's little story in the prequels. If they had dedicated a few scenes in The Phantom Menace, in Attack of the Clones, of Yoda exercising his power and his arrogance.
Your arrogance blinds you, Master Yoda.
I mean, this may just be fighting talk, but there's a lot of truth in this. After all, wasn't Anakin supposed to be the chosen one? Wasn't he under the leadership of you, Yoda, Mace Windu, Obi-Wan, and all the other senior Jedi? You see, truth be told, if you're going to point the finger at someone for the downfall of the Jedi Order, more than anybody else, you could probably point it at Yoda himself. I mean, what was he doing all these years sitting in that chair? He'd achieved a status and level that exceeded all the rest of the Jedi, and perhaps a bit of ignorance and a bit of arrogance had been garnished into his psyche. Perhaps he had become complacent and took on the very attributes that he himself would have told others to avoid. And his actions, like the advice he gave to Anakin when Anakin himself came to Yoda for help in regards to his dreams, played a direct role in the destruction of the Jedi. And I just feel that Yoda should have taken it more personally. When the Jedi get wiped out, of course he feels sad because they're all his friends, he feels a disturbance in the Force and all that, but what I'm getting at is that I feel as though he should have also felt that it was his fault. He should have felt deep down that yes, he's acknowledged that he made several key mistakes, one of which was, if he was true to himself, that he had become arrogant. And the irony is that it took a Sith to tell him the truth of the matter.
Ironic.
Eventually he would go on to acknowledge that there needs to be a balance between the light side of the Force, this ultra-extremist, goody-two-shoes side of the Jedi that we have where they can't marry, they can't do practically anything. And not necessarily the dark side, but the Jedi had become too complacent and too sure of their order, not willing to think with an open mind, because truth be told they looked down upon everybody else. And once Yoda had acknowledged this, he would go on to become Qui-Gon Jinn's apprentice, as those who have read the comics and the books will know. This very act acknowledges that he realizes that no, he does not know everything, and that there is room to learn. There are mistakes that have been made, and there are ways to learn from these mistakes. But if Yoda had took it personally and took it upon himself to make things right that he himself had made wrong, it would have given the final fight between him and Sidious much more weight. The ultimate battle between good and evil, one seeking power, the other seeking redemption. I don't think that Yoda should have fought Count Dooku in the second film. I think they should have given that fight scene to Mace Windu. It would have given him something to do. Plus, it would have saved Yoda for one of the more important battles in the movies. It may be that this was George Lucas and Co.'s intention in terms of Yoda's self-exile, but that's not how it came across to me in the film. I feel as though it would have taken just a couple of scenes sprinkled throughout the 3 prequel films to give this sense that Yoda also had personal demons going on, but it never came across that way, and Yoda blurting out that he must go into exile always seemed kind of random to me, and like they had to quickly tie things up with Empire Strikes Back. Not that, it wasn't even necessary to tie it up. Think of the time gap between Revenge of the Sith and Empire Strikes Back. So many things could have happened in that time. Why now does he need to go to Dagobah? And if he did, like he did, then, like I said, I think it could have been handled a lot better.